Stop scrolling right now. Archangel Michael is urgently speaking to you. My beloved child, he says, they lied about your soulmate. The person whose name you whisper in prayer is bound by a forbidden vow, one they never meant to make. Someone manipulated their heart and trapped their spirit in confusion, but heaven is watching. Your connection isn't lost, but it's being tested. If you don't awaken now, Michael warns, this sacred bond will be cancelled by midnight. This is not punishment to broken bar, it's your final test. The night feels strange. The wind outside moves like whispers you can almost understand. Somewhere deep in your chest, your heart aches, not with sadness, but with recognition. You know something is off, as if love itself has gone missing. That's when the air in your room shifts. Light flickers. A golden feather falls from nowhere, glowing faintly as it lands before you. The room hums, the temperature rises, and suddenly, Archangel Michael stands before you, radiant yet solemn. His wings are wide, eyes sharp with fire and mercy. My beloved child, he says, voice carrying both comfort and command. They lied to you about your soulmate. You freeze, your breath catching. What do you mean? Michael raises his hand, and the air opens like a curtain. You see a vision of your person, the one you love most, sitting across from a stranger. The light around them is dim, heavy, distorted. You can't hear the words, but you feel the energy. Fear, manipulation, a spiritual agreement made not from truth, but from confusion. Michael's sword glows blue, slicing through the vision. This vow was not born of destiny, it was born of deception. Someone interfered with divine timing, speaking false promises into their ear. They made a vow to another soul under false light, believing it was protection. In truth, it was imprisonment. Tears blur your eyes. Can it be broken? Michael steps closer, placing a hand of pure fire over your heart. Yes, but only through awakening. You cannot fight what you do not understand. This is the final test, not of love, but of faith. Heaven does not separate lovers, it purifies them. The vision shifts. You see your soulmate pacing at night, restless, their spirit uneasy. They think of you often, yet something blocks their path. A spiritual knot tied to that forbidden promise. It drains them, binds them, keeps them from reaching you. Michael's voice deepens. They are under spiritual confusion, but heaven has sounded the alarm. Between now and midnight, every prayer you speak in truth will reach their heart like thunder in silence. You clutch the feather in your hand, its warmth pulsing. What do I say? Say nothing of revenge, Michael commands. Say only this, let what is false return to dust, and what is true return to light. Those words carry the key of release. Speak them before midnight. The room fills with a glowing current, soft, electric, eternal. Do not chase them, Michael continues. Do not message. Do not plead. Stand still in divine authority. Love that was written by God cannot be cancelled by light, as it can only be delayed by illusion. His wings unfold fully now, spanning the room like sunrise breaking over shadow. This test is not about them choosing you, it's about you choosing heaven's timing. The moment you release control, the vow begins to unravel. A wind passes through you, soft but fierce. You can feel your heart expand, as if invisible chains are snapping one by one. Michael's final words for the night echo through the silence. By dawn, truth will begin its journey. The liar's spell will weaken, but remember, faith breaks faster than fear. The feather stops glowing and turns silver. The test has begun. If this message reached you, heaven is confirming your love connection is under spiritual correction. Tap like to align your energy with truth. Subscribe for more Archangel Michael revelations. And comment, "Hey, I choose divine timing over deception." Because when heaven tests love, it's never to destroy it, it's to reveal what was real all along. The clock strikes 9 p.m. and the air feels different. The energy in your home begins to vibrate, almost like invisible strings being plucked around you. You can sense that somewhere miles away your soulmate feels it too. The connection between you, once fogged by confusion, now stirs like an ember remembering its flame. The silver feather on your table hums faintly, glowing at its edges. Suddenly, it rises and dissolves into particles of light that swirl together, forming once again the towering, calm, radiant figure of Archangel Michael. His expression is grave, but his eyes carry warmth. "My beloved child," he says softly. The vow begins to unravel. The deception cannot withstand exposure to truth. Heaven has sent the spirit of clarity into their heart. But remember, every truth burns before it blesses. He waves his hand, and the room bends again into vision. You see your soulmate out awake, restless, pacing in light. They rub their temples, whispering to themselves, "Why does it feel like something's wrong?" They murmur. The stranger, the one who entangled them, sits across the room, pretending calm, masking fear. Michael's wings flare with blue fire. The false vow holds through guilt, not love. The one who deceived them uses the language of destiny but serves the spirit of control. Watch now. Heaven will not harm, but it will reveal. The stranger reaches to touch your soulmate's hand, but their skin recoils, as though lightning passed between them. The atmosphere thickens, light shatters through the air, and suddenly your soulmate gasps. "Yeah, broken bar, I see it," they whisper, eyes wide. This wasn't love, it was fear dressed as loyalty. The deceiver freezes, eyes darkening with panic. "No, don't listen to that voice," they shout. "You made a promise." Michael's sword burns through the vision, striking the space between them. "A vow made in manipulation is void in heaven," he declares. "Only truth endures." The illusion is collapsing. You can feel it where you see it, like a thread being pulled loose across dimensions. The pressure in your chest lifts. The ache in your heart transforms into clarity. Michael turns to you. "Now speak," he says. "Repeat what I told you." You whisper aloud, voice steady despite trembling hands. "Let what is false return to dust, and what is true return to light." The room fills with radiant energy, a white gold pulse expanding outward like ripples across water. You sense it traveling through air, through time, through distance. See it until it finds your soulmate. Their breath catches. They close their eyes, clutch their chest. Tears fall from their eyes, not of sorrow, but release. The stranger yells again, but their voice cracks, fading, dissolving into static. Their shadow shrinks, pulled backward into nothing. The false vow shatters like glass under divine heat. Michael lowers his sword. It is done. The chain has been broken. You exhale sharply. The room feels lighter than ever. A calm silence falls. A holy, clean, absolute. Michael continues, they are free now, but freedom comes with revelation. In the next 3 hours, they will face the truth of who misled them and who held them in light. They will be torn between shame and gratitude. Do not chase them. Pray peace over their awakening. You nod, feeling the command settle deep within. Will they return? Michael's expression softens. When two souls are written in the same sentence of destiny, no deception can erase the story. They will remember not your name first, but your energy. They will recognize it as home. But remember, child, that this test was never about keeping them, it was about keeping yourself. He walks closer, his presence grounding and overwhelming all at once. You passed by faith, not by fight. You chose truth over reaction, and because of that, heaven can now complete what was interrupted. You feel the warmth of light around you as strong, protective, infinite. Between now and midnight, Michael says, 3 signs will appear, 1 through sound, 1 through number, and 1 through dream. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. Watch for them. They will tell you that restoration is beginning. The room brightens, and Michael's wings fold. The air fills with golden dust that swirls before vanishing into silence. The clock reads 9:33 p.m. 3 hours until destiny resets. You kneel, clutching your heart, whispering softly, let what is true return to light. Outside, thunder rolls, and not loud, but deep, like heaven itself responding. If this message resonated, your divine connection is under cleansing, not destruction. Tap like so the vibration of truth expands through your timeline. Subscribe for more Archangel Michael revelations, and comment, hey, I release what's false and receive what's divine. Because when heaven exposes deception, it's not ending la via, it's rebuilding it on truth. The night has grown still. Every sound in the world seems to have paused. No wind, no traffic, only silence that feels alive. The clock reads 11:47 p.m., 13 minutes before midnight. You sit in that quiet room, holding the silver feather that has followed you through every message, every warning, every revelation. The air is charged and not heavy, not frightening, just expectant. Then, as if pulled through invisible light, the temperature shifts again. The feather trembles in your hand, the walls glow faintly, and then he appears. Archangel Michael, wings blazing white gold, eyes bright with divine certainty, voice like the sound of thunder wrapped in mercy. My beloved child, he says, the final hour has begun. What was hidden in shadow stands before heaven's court. The vow is broken, but the souls must choose what light they walk in next. You swallow, your pulse quickening. What happens now? Michael steps forward, and the floor between you opens, not physically, but spiritually. You see your soulmate again. They stand at a crossroads, surrounded by light on one side, and soft shadow on the other. Behind them stands the stranger, the deceiver, still whispering, still trying to anchor them in guilt. Michael's voice deepens. The liar does not use weapons. They use memory. They will remind your beloved of what was comfortable, what was safe, what was familiar. But love that is real is never comfortably, it is courageous. He extends his sword toward the scene, its tip pulsing with golden flame. Heaven will not choose for them. The vow may be dissolved, but choice is sacred. They must walk to the light on their own. Your chest tightens. You whisper, "Can I do anything?" Michael turns to you slowly, his expression both stern and kind. "You must stand still and trust the God who wrote the story before you were born. Do not chase what is already yours by design. Do not try to convince the one whose soul already remembers you." The vision intensifies. Your soulmate takes a shaky breath. The stranger's voice grows desperate. "They moved on. They forgot you. Stay with me. We're meant to be." But something shifts. Your soulmate's shoulders straighten. They look upward, eyes wet but focused. "No," they whisper, "this doesn't feel like peace." Michael smiles faintly. There, the moment of awakening, light begins to pour from above via pure soundliness, absolute. It surrounds your soulmate, cutting through every thread of deception, every ounce of fear. The stranger steps back, screaming, and not from pain, but from loss of control. The false vow disintegrates, scattering like dust in sunlight. The moment the last fragment disappears, you feel it in your own chest, a sudden lightness, as if something inside you finally exhales after years of holding its breath. Michael lowers his sword. The test is complete. You close your eyes, tears sliding down your face. Will they come back? He kneels beside you now, a great warrior of heaven, crouching low so that his gaze meets yours. His tone softens. "Yes, but not in the way you imagine. The soul that returns to you will not be the same yet. It will be purified, whole, free. They will not come as a partner seeking completion. They will come as a reflection of your own healing." You look up at him, the question trembling on your lips. "So tease a broken bar was never about losing love?" Michael's wings unfurl, casting the room in gentle light. "No, my child, it was about remembering what love actually is. You prayed for a soulmate, but heaven had to teach you that your soul was never missing its tap, it was missing its mirror." You sit in silence, letting those words root into your spirit. The clock ticks to 11:59 p.m. Michael raises his sword once more. The blade hums with divine energy. "This final minute," he says, "is not about reunion, it is about restoration." Every tear you cried, every doubt you endured, every moment you almost gave up, it was seen, counted, sanctified. Now heaven will return it as clarity. The sword strikes the air, releasing a shockwave of golden light that floods the room. For a second, everything disappears: your walls, your floor, even sound itself. And in that silent blaze, you hear one whisper, "They remember you." The light fades. It's 12 o'clock a.m. The test has ended. The connection has been rewritten, and not as dependency, but destiny. Michael looks at you one final time. His voice carries peace now, not warning. "Sleep tonight knowing that what is divine cannot be deleted." The bond remains, but now it serves purpose, not pain. You are free, and so are they. As he vanishes, a single golden feather floats down, landing in your palm. You notice it's no longer warm up, it's cool, calm, steady. Peace in physical form. Outside, The wind picks up. Somewhere far away, your soulmate wakes suddenly, feeling the same peace. They don't know why, but they whisper your name like a prayer. Heaven smiles. The vow is undone. The story continues. If you felt this message in your spirit, Archangel Michael is confirming that your connection has been rewritten under divine truth. Tap like so the blessing multiplies. Subscribe for more angelic revelations. And comment I release control and trust divine timing. Because love that comes from heaven never leaves in fear, it only transforms into freedom. The world feels different than morning after the midnight trolleys. The weight that had pressed on your heart is gone, replaced by stillness that feels almost sacred. Sunlight spills through your curtains in a way it hasn't in months. The air hums softly around you, a quiet rhythm that whispers of something setting itself right. You remember what Archangel Michael's the 3 signs, 1 through sound, 1 through number, 1 through dream. You don't go searching for them, you simply breathe and wait. By afternoon, the first arrives. You step outside and hear a song drifting from a car window, a melody you haven't heard since the earliest days of that relationship. It's not nostalgia, it's recognition. The lyrics speak of forgiveness, of 2 souls finding one another again when pride finally falls. The music ends, but the message remains. The frequency of reunion has been released. That night, the clock flashes 11:11. You smile, it's the number that always meant alignment for you. The second sign, time itself confirming that what was once broken has returned to its original pattern. When you fall asleep, the third comes in the dream. You find yourself standing in a field of soft golden light. No sound, no wind, just warmth, and there the area your soulmate are walking towards you, calm, unhurried. There's no need for words, their eyes say everything. They remember. The confusion is gone. You reach out not to hold, but to bless it, and as your hands touch, the entire field blooms with light. You wake with tears on your face, not longing a release. You whisper, "Thank you." The room stirs, and once again, the golden shimmer fills the air. Archangel Michael appears, softer this time, be less fire, more sunrise. His wings fold behind him as he speaks. "My beloved child," he says, "the dream was not imagination, it was confirmation. The bond is restored in truth. They will not rush back through guilt or confusion, they will walk back through purpose. What returns now will last, because it comes through clarity, not craving." He looks toward your window, where morning begins to color the sky. Do you see how peace follows faith? You trusted, and heaven moved. You released, and love returned as light. That is the rhythm of divine order. You nod quietly. "So what happens now?" Michael smiles. "Now you live. Let love meet you where you stand. The more you honor your peace, the faster their spirit finds you. Do not wait, create. Every act of joy, every step in purpose, sends a beacon. When the time is full, they will arrive not as the person you lost, but as the soul that finally found itself. The light around him brightens until you can hardly see. "This," he says, "was never about a reunion between 2 bodies. It was about the reunion between your heart and heaven. You passed the final test. Now live the reward." He turns to leave, but pauses at the threshold of light, His final words echo through your soul. When the right one returns, you will recognize them not by excitement, but by peace. Wait for the peace. The light fades. The feather remains, shining faintly beside your bed. You breathe, feeling a wholeness that words can't reach. Somewhere, miles away, another heart beats in rhythm with yourself awake, aware, on its way home. If you felt this message, heaven is confirming that reunion energy has been released over your life. Tap like to anchor peace into your timeline. Subscribe for more Archangel Michael revelations. And commentate, I walk in peace, what is mine will find me. Because when heaven restores love, it returns it as healing, not hunger. The next sunrise doesn't just rise, it arrives. The air feels fuller, like the world itself has expanded to make space for something new. You open your eyes and know before you move that the atmosphere has shifted again. The stillness that once felt like waiting now feels like becoming. You step outside. Everything seems brighter, the sky bluer, the breeze softer, even the bird song sharper. It's not imagination, it's alignment. The moment heaven's test ends, creation itself begins to respond differently to you. Every element of the universe recognizes that you've crossed a threshold, and that's when you feel it. That pulse, that subtle vibration deep in your heart that tells you something Alia just remembered. A faint ringing fills your ears, gentle but insistent, the first sound sign of the physical reunion, the one Archangel Michael said would come when spirit begins merging into reality. You close your eyes, whispering, "Michaela, broken bar, are you here?" And he is. The air folds inward, a column of light forms before you, and suddenly, there stands Archangel Michael, this time without his sword. His presence is no longer heavy with warning or trial, it radiates serenity. His armor glows the color of sunrise, his expression calm, proud, peaceful. "My beloved child," he begins, "the spiritual restoration is complete. Heaven has written your story in clarity, and now the pages begin to turn in the physical realm. What was awakened in dream will now walk beside you in daylight." You listen as he continues. "Your soulmate has been in divine rehabilitation. They have walked through confusion, through fear, through loneliness, but their soul has now seen what their mind, and yet they were never missing love, they were missing light. And because you chose truth over attachment, heaven could now bring light into their heart." You look up, heart trembling. "So broken bar, they're coming back?" Michael's eyes soften with eternal knowing. "Yes, but not as who they were. They will return as who they were created to be. Do not expect the familiar, expect the fulfilled." He moves closer, and for the first time, you notice he carries no weapon, only a scroll. He unrolls it slowly. On it are two names as yours, and there's written in glowing script that shifts between gold and blue. A circle of light forms around the names, connecting them. "This," Michael says, "is the renewal covenant, the connection rewritten in truth. It is not a promise of marriage or possession, it is a divine partnership aligned to purpose. You were not meant to complete each other, you were meant to amplify each other." He touches the scroll with his hand, and it dissolves into light that flows into your chest. You feel it settle inside you like warmth spreading through every cell. "This bond is not a chain," He says, it is a frequency. When you both walk in your purpose, you vibrate in harmony. When you stray from truth, it will fade but never vanish. The reunion is not a rescue, it is a realization. You inhale deeply, the realization dawning. This isn't about getting someone back, it's about receiving what's now finally ready. Michael nods approvingly. Exactly. The false vow tried to mimic divine timing, but heaven's timing cannot be forged. Every delay purified both of you. Now you meet not in need, but in knowing. He turns his gaze toward the horizon. A faint shimmer appears there, distant but clear. You see a silhouette as someone walking. The air ripples around them, familiar energy radiating through the space between worlds. Your breath catches. It's a broken bar. Michael smiles. They will find you through alignment, not through searching. In the coming days, the paths will cross naturally. A message, a place, a moment that feels designed. When it happens, you will know. Peace will recognize peace. You feel tears rising again, but this time they're light, effortless, cleansing. Michael's voice grows gentle. When they return, do not speak of the past, speak of purpose. The love you share is sacred because it survived deception and chose illumination. Walk beside them, not behind them, and if they falter, remind Amen not of guilt, but of grace. He extends his hand one final time. A golden feather appears between his fingers. Keep this, he says, as a reminder. Love that endures. Heaven's refining fire can never be destroyed. It may bend, it may break, but it will always become brighter. You take the feather, feeling its energy pulse softly. When you look up, Michael is already fading, his wings blending with the morning light. His last words echo in your soul as the world steadies again. You passed the test, now live the truth. A soft breeze lifts your hair. In the distance, your phone buzzes a message from a familiar name you haven't seen in months. Your heart stills, then warms. You smile, not in shock, but in knowing. The prophecy fulfilled itself quietly. Love returned, rewritten in light. If this message resonated with your spirit, Archangel Michael is confirming your reunion is now shifting into reality. Tap like so this divine frequency expands. Subscribe for more angelic revelations. And comment tape peace recognizes peace. My divine reunion begins now. Because true love never returns the same, it returns restored.